This is Reader Channel in Norton, Massachusetts. 52 degrees at 7:30 a.m. And it's time now for the morning news of the stories of Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. It's 53 degrees and sunny skies at 7:30 a.m. Here are the headlines. Our top story at 7:30 a.m. on this Tuesday morning is U.S.-Iran may resume war talks this week despite port blockade. Eric Swalwell announced his resignation from Congress. Trump deletes an image of himself as Jesus has feud with Pope dismays U.S. Catholics. And Orban lost NATO sees its closest European ally defeated. Some areas expected to reach the 80-degree mark Tuesday as warmth sweeps, and we'll have more of that on our weather segment of Peter Channel News in a little bit. Boston man sentenced for having child sexual abuse images of a missing girl. Boston man pleads guilty to shooting and killed his lifelong close friend. Garrett Crochet crushed by Twins in the west side of his Red Sox career as the Red Sox get thrashed by the Twins last night in Minneapolis, 13-6. U.S. Senator ran to freeze uranium enrichment for 20 years, sources said. Trump and New York are in a tug-of-war over Medicaid coverage. It's been 20 years since Obamacare sparked near universal health insurance in Massachusetts. Authorities in the Bahamas have released a 58-year-old American man detained last week in an investigation of missing American Lynette Hooker. Seoul shares rise nearly 3% approaching 6,000 level on Middle East tensions. South Korea dispatches envoys to Algeria, Libya for alternate supply chains amid Mideast crisis, according to FM. And Kim Jong-un oversees cruise and anti-ship missile tests for warship. Hundreds of film and television professionals are opposing a proposed $110 billion merger of Paramount Skydance and with Warner Bros. Discovery. Man charged with after Molotov cocktail for that Sam Altman's home. Mexican man is 16 migrant to die in ICE custody this year. Taunton will soon have a new restaurant. It's called Triple T's and it's on Taunton Green. It's where Off-Broadway Diner and Mimi's Diner used to be. And I remember going to Off-Broadway Diner back in the day. Women's Select Board decided that an override a wrap, but the question is, how much? How much? And Quincy X Finance Chief signature on orders month after departure. Take a look at stocks. The Dow up to 1.68 at 48,218.25. S&P 500 up 6.35 to 6886.24. And Nasdaq up to 80.84 at 22.83.73. And now looking at the sports scene at 7:33. In other Major League Baseball action, Seattle Mariners 6, Houston Astros 2, Baltimore is 9, Arizona back 7, Philadelphia Phillies 13, Chicago Cubs 7, Pittsburgh Pirates 16, Washington Nationals 5, Yankees 11, LA Angels 10, Minnesota Miami Marlins 10, Atlanta Braves 4, Cleveland Guardians 9, St. Louis Cardinals 3, and Texas Rangers 8, FLX 1, and LA Dodgers 4, New York Mets nothing, and AHL action Tampa Bay Lightning 4, Red Wings 3 in overtime. It's Florida Panthers 3, New York Rangers 2. It's the Philadelphia Flyers 3, Colorado Hurricanes 2 to the shootout. South Star 6, Toronto Maple Leafs 5, St. Louis Blues 6, Minnesota Wild 3, San Jose Sharks 3, Nashville Predators 2, and Buffalo Sabres 5, Chicago Blackhawks 1. Tonight, Bruins host the New Jersey Devils at the Garden, the last game of the regular season. Final goes number 1 reunites with Breakers in Dallas. Fox GM and greater trade before Justin picked. Judge Trump each over twice, but the Yankees prevail. ESPN's Dick Vitale, that's get Meldo by diagnosis. And today I got the Dalton Lancers softball game against Bellingham. Peter Childers time, 7:34. Time now for Travel Watch. Baby! BT Fox will trade 17:08, 5:57 from Fox is operating 5 minutes basket between 4 quarters of Geneva and South Station. Pitch line 3, 406, 6:30 from Butchers is operating 5 minutes basket between Chile and North Station. Pitch for line drain 405, 6:20 a.m. from North Station is operating 5 minutes basket between Lincoln and Wachusett. West Line train 510, 5:45 a.m. from Western operating 15-25 minutes basket between West Substation to the police activity. And Framingham Line train 1511, 6:50 a.m. from Substations operating 5 minutes basket between West Newton and Framingham. And Framingham Line train 1512, 6:45 a.m. from Framingham is operating 10 minutes basket between West 8 and Substation due to earlier police activity. Able Line train 212, 6:12 a.m. from Able is operating 5 minutes basket between Brandon and North Station. And Warp 9 train 13, 6:35 a.m. from North Station is operating 15-25 minutes basket between Sam and Warp through the single issue. $2.95 northbound side, expected by 95 in the Attleboro area, 95 stop at the path between Protect Down and Providence, 146 expected between Route 15 and 95 and downtown Providence, 95 northbound side, back between 37 Walk to the 185 in Providence, 185 westbound goes between Seacock and Washington Bridge, 195 eastbound the back between the 95 Washington Bridge, 295 northbound the back to Route 7 in Smithfield, Route 95 stop at the back to Route 48 Greenwich, Route 138 westbound side, a little bit around the Jamestown Bridge area, Battle Bridge to the south side. That's backed up 24 northbound back to Route 148 in Taunton. 148 on the northbound side, back to Route 24 to Taunton stretch. 25 eastbound side, a little bit to Route 6 and Board Bridge to the south side. A little bit to Route 3 is back to Route 6 and Board in the Sagamore stretch. Route 6 eastbound back to the south to the stretch. And Route 3 to the northbound side is back to Brad. Weymouth down in the Bridge split. And then 284 to the northbound side is back to Buckton over there. Route 128 cat stretch 95. Slow between Attleboro down to 128 cat stretch, 185. Northbound side is back between Hopkins and down. Route down to Westboro. Pike eastbound side is back between Westboro all the way down to the Fruit Tunnel. Pike westbound side is back to 128. Low open down to the Fruit Tunnel. South Expressway at the northbound side is back between the Ridgeview split down to Dorchester Expressway back to Dorchester stretch. 1 way back to between right off the Ridgeview split and 1 way to the northbound side is between Bridgeview on the down to Needham and 1 way southbound side is back between Peabody and down to Lexington. 93 southbound side is back to between Salmon Avenue down to Boston. 1 way to Route 3 stop at the back between Tingsburg down to Brewick and Hippex and the Burlington stretch. 495 stop back side back between Havel over down to Andover, and 485 northbound back between Chelsea and Tewksbury. 485 northbound side back between Lolo to stretch. 29 is back there between Worcester around Route 146 to Route 9 and Hippex again between Shrewsbury and down to Barber. 291 backed up in Western Mass, it's looking good, and in Hartford, Connecticut, 84 it's back up between Farmington and Hartford, Connecticut. 84 eastbound is back between Waterbury and down to Milldale. 84 westbound is back between Newtown stretch between Trouble down to New Stamford, and 95 stopping back between Stratford and down to Greenwich. And every turn back stop outside. It's back to Brad, the Manchester Airport area. Peter Childers time, 7:38. Time now for weather on this Tuesday, and get ready for some summertime warmth. Summertime warmth. That's right, summertime warmth. As summer like warmth today and Wednesday away from the most weather. It's got a late day, early evening thunderstorms at a low risk of some severe weather. Backdoor front may bring cold temperatures for Thursday to Saturday, especially in eastern Massachusetts, but it's certainly the highs the second where the dead's up. And most seasonable temperatures early next week, yes. Summer like warmth today and Wednesday away from coast with the scattered thunderstorms at a low risk of severe weather. As confidence remains high. The summer like warmth today and Wednesday away from the most coast of the South Subsequent Ridge. Buzz over the region of the Gulf. All high resolution guidance has highest both days easily reaching the upper 70s, low 80s inland. Any early morning fog will be burned off rapidly. Meanwhile, a weak Pressure gradient supports cold sea breezes for the immediate coastal areas with temperatures dropping in the 50s to around 60 degrees. However, locations such as Boston and eastern Massachusetts, low moment and early afternoon sea breeze may give way to a warmer wind shift to the south-southwest after 18Z, 19Z. As low-level southwest jet traverses the region, this would yield a late day high temperature about after 4 to 5 p.m. And we continue to have moderate potential for some severe storms. During late afternoon and evening, both Tuesday and Wednesday, mid 2 to 10 p.m., highest probably is 48 p.m. Low altitude shockwaves moving to find the westerly flow or the yield of wind forcing. First head which is evident by the lack of height falls from each of the shockwaves. However, the modest mixed level cape up to the 1000 JKG modest mid-level lapse rates around 6.5 Celsius kilometer, 0.6 kilometer shear up to 45 knots providing and sufficient instability and shear to compensate for the lack of strong force. And this is reflected by high low issue guidance up to the 2 to 5 kilometer updraft velocity tracks it into the western central Massachusetts connected along with highest probabilities of lightning convection will be Wiggins and it traverses eastward into Rhode Island and East Massachusetts. Not infected a widespread severe weather event get up on a few isolated storms that for severe to western central connected Massachusetts given a sheer and instability along with steep low level lapse rate strong the damage winds will be in the main effect. As previous forecast, the rest of the atmosphere will still look favorable for some storms on Wednesday. Although high western models that don't show much to the way activity, severe western lower on CSU, SPC, HRF would be excess shifted far southern is connected with and southern the mass pack while overall severe rains low. We can't rule out a few storms capable of producing localized wind damage or hail. Backdoor front may bring some cool temperatures Thursday, Saturday, especially in eastern Massachusetts, but the certainty is high to exactly where it ends up. Temperature forecast remains uncertain later this week as shortwave energy right up over the top of the subtropical ridge may be strong enough to lower heights and have a backdoor front enter 7 weekend, especially northeast Massachusetts, having the time range. Low, particularly regarding the amplitude of individual shortwaves and intended surface boundaries, backdoor fronts. This early potential for big temperature busts this far out of time. Showers and thunderstorms could be more widespread Friday as multi-model guidance suggests a more robust mid-level shortwave moving across the northeastern New England and most seasonal temperatures next week as expected difficult to sustain temperature 20 plus degrees warmer than normal April. That's good model agreement, especially this time. Rain to the strong cold front is expected across the region sometime Sunday, covered by some showers that could spill to early Monday. Much cooler, mass cold falls beyond early the next week with temperatures return to more typical levels of mid-April, generally in the 50s around 60 degrees. All right. Forecast goes like this. Is it a goal for sun's today, 79 degrees, a light fair wind, given Saffron, 5 to 9 mile in the afternoon tonight. Sun to showers and storms before 10 p.m. Punch fog after 2 a.m. Wise podcast comes 55 degrees, south about 3 to 6 mile out, anticipation 20%. Wednesday, chance of showers, that's possible after 5 p.m. Mostly sun's got 79 to 55 degrees, and calm wind given Saffron, 5 to 8 mile in the morning, anticipation 30% to do rainbow box less than 7 inches. About thunderstorms for Thursday. Slight to showers, mostly cost up 79, low 56 degrees. The comment given Saffron 5 to 8 miles in the morning. Anticipation is 20%. Friday, chance of showers, mostly cost up 75, low 46 degrees. The comment given east around 5 to 7 miles in the afternoon. Anticipation is 40%. Saturday, mostly cost up 61, low 47 degrees. Northeast about 7 miles an hour for Sunday. Chance of showers, mostly cost up 64, low 40 degrees. South about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Anticipation is 45%. And Monday, sun's got 54 degrees and westward about 8 to 10 miles per hour. Good gust size 22 miles an hour. Right now, temperature standing at 54 degrees and sun skies. And that's the way it was. Tuesday morning, April 14th, 2026. I'm PJ Wiggins. Have a good morning, my day, dude. Stay safe, be well. Have a good day.